Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thank you so much for listening. Today, we're talking about the interest rate hike, the World Cup, and a massive storm on Mars. Plus, Uber helping cab drivers, and Netflix stories where you decide the ending. All that and much more in less than 10 minutes. And hang out today after the news for a fun 3-question Thursday. We are talking tech, from Father's Day gift ideas to dealing with phone addiction.
Phone addiction is real. I am that person that wastes so much time on my phone.
I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Thursday, June 14th. You ready? Let's do this. The World Cup kicks off today in Russia. It's known as the biggest sporting competition in the world. 32 soccer teams will compete in the tournament over the next month. CBS News says Will Smith will be there to perform during the opening ceremony. Then the first match is between Russia and Saudi Arabia. But the favorites to win are Brazil, France, Spain, or the defending champs, Germany. The U.S. is actually not in this year's World Cup. It's the first time that's happened since 1986. Basically, they didn't win enough games to qualify. But the U.S. did win something else this week. The votes are in, and a joint bid from the U.S., Canada, and Mexico was chosen to host the World Cup in 2026, meaning there will be host cities in all 3 countries for the World Cup that year. President Trump made a bold statement saying, quote, "There is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea." But some others are saying not so fast. North Korea hasn't actually given up anything yet. This, of course, comes after Trump's meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un earlier this week in Singapore. Now the AP reports U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is meeting with the South Korean president today to talk about the summit and next steps, and then heads to China to chat about it there. Interest rates just went up for the second time so far this year, and the Fed says 2 more increases are expected in 2018. The hikes bring the Fed's key interest rate to a range between 1.75% to 2%. The Fed says it's because the economy is looking great. It's good for savers who will earn more interest on the money in the bank. But it's not as great for borrowers. It means higher borrowing costs for cars, home mortgages, and credit cards. Scientists say the ice in Antarctica is melting faster than we thought, even record speeds. And that already, Antarctica has lost nearly 3 trillion tons of ice since the early 90s. Why does this matter? Well, it raises sea levels and threatens coastal cities. Think more storm surges and even so-called sunny day flooding during high tides. Axios reports that's already happening on the East Coast. The new study is by a team of international scientists, including some from NASA. It's considered the most comprehensive look at the world's ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland. There's a massive dust storm on Mars right now, and it's cut off NASA's contact with its spacecraft there. The Mars rover is called Opportunity, and it relies on solar power to recharge the batteries. Well, that's a problem with a dust storm. So the rover has put itself to sleep for now before it completely dies. At least that's the hope. That storm, by the way, is the size of North America and Russia combined. The AP says the rover has been up there since 2003 and was actually only designed to last a few months. Well, it's been 15 years. Will it live any longer? Stay tuned. All right, other things people may be talking about today. Uber CEO wants to help cab drivers. It's true, and it could cost you more. The New York Post reports Uber CEO says the city should start charging a fee on all ride-hailing trips, then put that money in a fund to help out struggling cabbies. Why now? Well, there's been some cab driver suicides lately. In some cities, cab drivers bought medallions at super high rates in order to operate a taxi legally. Now they're not worth that much, and many drivers are in debt. Uber CEO said any surcharge, though, should be added gradually so customers don't have sticker shock. Netflix is going interactive, as in choose your own adventure. You, the viewer, can decide what happens next in a story. TechCrunch reports the new interactive lineup includes a series called Minecraft Story Mode. Minecraft, of course, is a video game. But Netflix says it's not getting into gaming. This is just an interactive story. Louis Vuitton lovers know that red sole on their favorite high-priced high heels. Well, now that well-known French fashion designer has legal claim over it. The EU's top court just defended Christian Louboutin's trademark on that red sole. No copycats allowed. Well, this one had a lot of people talking. A raccoon on the side of a 25-story building in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. This raccoon climbed up the building and then seemed stranded on the ledge. So local news started reporting on this, and the raccoon even got dubbed NPR Raccoon after Minnesota Public Radio, who first covered the story. Good news, the raccoon was rescued. Wildlife officials put food on the building's roof and eventually got the critter to go up there so they could then release NPR Raccoon back into the wild on the ground. That's it for the main news today, but it's now time for 3 Question Thursday, where I talk with a different expert about a different topic every Thursday. We have had a couple more serious interviews the past couple of weeks, so I wanted to switch things up this week and talk about something fun. Today, I invited Jessica Naziri to the show. She is a tech expert, writer, and self-proclaimed chic geek. She was named one of Inc.com's top women in tech and works with brands like Intel, Dell, and Samsung. She founded TechSesh.co and helps bridge the gap between lifestyle and technology. So, since Father's Day is this Sunday, we talk about gift ideas for dad. We also discuss the hot tech item right now and even how to unplug. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to come on with you finally.
What are some of the best things we can get, especially last minute for Father's Day?
Whether your father is IT savvy or he's not, there are different kinds of technology that you can give him. My dad, he has a green thumb. He loves being outside. He loves his garden. So I actually invested in this new Grow 7-zone controller. It actually automatically tailors your in-ground irrigation system. So now he doesn't need to worry about the best times for watering it. So not only is it, helpful in terms of like monitoring your lawn and garden, but also it makes sure that you're not wasting money either.
Any others that we should be thinking about for Father's Day?
Yes. If you have a boyfriend, a father who's always on the go, who's always working, there's a new laptop. It's called the Asus NovaGo Always Connected. It's a 2-in-1 PC, and this is something that really helps with productivity because you don't necessarily need to link on to Wi-Fi. It comes with LTE, so it's just amazing power. It's always connected, and you can take it anywhere with you and it'll work. So you can get work done on the go if you're traveling or, if you're at a coffee shop, sometimes the Wi-Fi isn't so good in there. Everything is connected.
Are there any specific products that really stand out that people tend to buy for Father's Day?
Yeah, what I do see is a lot of people are recently investing in smart speakers. So that's been around now for a while. And even though there has been a lot of news about these listening on your conversations, some bugs here and there, I think this is one device that's here to stay, and it's getting smarter every year. You want someone to, say like, hey, like, do this for me, or what's the weather? And then also hear music on the same time. So this is a device that is just becoming more popular, and there's definitely a trend going forward.
Yeah, so that's another great gift. I like that. What are some of your other favorite gadgets that we all should know about?
So I think that gadgets are important, but even more than that, I like just doing things with ease. So right now we look on our phones, you press a button and you can have, a ride come to your doorstep. You can have someone come do your hair and makeup. For me, something that I'm really, really excited about is apps that make life easier. I'm really into massages recently, so I've been doing a lot with Zeal. It's a personal masseuse that comes to your house. So whether it's Father's Day or a gift for yourself, I'm always about like self-care, constantly on the phone, constantly on the computer. So if I can just settle down for an hour and get that time to myself, that's something I'm definitely into.
And to that point of self-care, there's a lot of talk right now about phone addiction. How do you deal with that, if you do?
Phone addiction is real. I am that person that wastes so much time on my phone every single day. And so when it comes to an app, stopping that iPhone addiction is a little counterintuitive to use an app to unplug. But one app that I am a fan of is Forest. That helps you control your addiction. So when you want to focus, you hit start, and then it plants a tree. And when you keep your phone on the side and you don't press anything or you don't play on your phone, the tree keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's kind of like gamifying the process. You build a forest once you're just off your phone, and you can unlock new tree species every single time. And real plants are actually planted through this app.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the good tech ideas.
Yes, thank you for having me. I look forward to the next one.
And of course, I'll be linking to Jessica's website, techsesh.co, along with links to the gifts, gadgets, and apps that she talked about. Just go to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and look for today's date, June 14th. That's also where you can read more about any of the news stories mentioned in this episode. Thanks again for listening. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 in the morning Eastern Time. So we'll chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.